The United Nations is officially preparing for a nuclear strike. They are preparing for nuclear war. And it has gotten so fucking bad that top diplomats within the UN are resigning so that they can leak out this information without going to prison. I'm not fucking kidding, guys. The United Nations, this is way more serious than I ever fucking thought. The UN is starting to prepare for global thermonuclear warfare. It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. On top of that, the Israelis have officially passed a law that makes it legal to hang Palestinians. Not anybody other than Palestinians. So it doesn't matter if you are like a fucking serial killer, murder, rapist. If you are Israeli, you have no fear you're not going to get hanged. But if you are Palestinian, they will hang you. And then we have fucking Ben Gvir, who is straight up popping champagne bottles in the Knesset, celebrating the fact that they finally have legal authority to hang Palestinians. Luigi, stop it. Then we're gonna watch some videos of Pete Hegseth, just so embarrassing, and ChatGPT written ass speeches, coming up with fake bullshit stories about meeting with like soldiers in the ground. They're like, thank you, sir, give us more bombs. Complete and total utter bullshit. We're gonna watch Laura Ingraham on Fox News try and say that the president of the United States is just a little guy. He's just a little guy, and maybe he wasn't briefed on how hard it would be to beat Iran. It's not his fault. It's the fault of the people around him. We're going to talk about how the Supreme Court has legalized conversion therapy for gay and trans people, which, I don't know if you know this, that is a form of torture, okay? It is involuntary. It is like minors get sent to these conversion camps. We used to have this in like the 80s and the 90s. They're often beaten to death. They are often like motivated into committing suicide. It is absolutely fucking cruel. We're going to watch Marco Rubio say some fucked up shit. And then we're going to talk about how ICE agents will be attending the Marine Corps' graduation ceremony so that they can detain their parents. So I'm not sure if you know this, but a lot of Marines come from undocumented families, and then they join the military in order to get their parents and the rest of their family's citizenship. Well, ICE knows this, and they don't give a fuck. And also, the Marines are stupid as shit. They know how to do two things: pull triggers and answer orders, or follow orders. So they're not going to do anything when their parents are getting the shit kicked out of them and then arrested at their own graduation ceremony. But it's absolutely fucking crazy. We have a lot to talk about, but before we do, I want to remind you, this is Real Independent Media. My name is Chris Valenti. Welcome to the Valenti VOD. I have no advertisers. I have no sponsors. I've never had a conversation with a billionaire, a government, or a PAC, even though all of them have approached me, which means I don't make much money on this channel. I'm considered a dissident of the regime. So if you want to help me out, there's a couple of ways you can boost this channel. You can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Those four things cost you absolutely fucking nothing, and they help me immensely. Thank you for the $10, Kelly. If you do want to support me financially, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can click the thanks button down below to tip me directly like Kelly just did. You can click the join button down below to become a member of the channel for $5. That'll give you access to member-only content. You can also buy merch. We've got posters, we've got mugs, we've got hoodies, we've got stickers, we've got it. You name it, we've got it. And then last but not least, you can become a patron on Patreon. Donate $1, $2, $5, $10, whatever you want. Big shouts out to anybody and everybody who has ever donated a single dollar to the channel. You guys are incredible. Thank you, Chatbot, for the $10 donation. And without further ado, I think we dive right into the nightmare news. Quote, I gave up my career to leak this. UN envoy resigns over claims of planned nuclear strike on Iran. I would like to take this as a moment to tell you, I have been telling you this for months now, that we, and when I say we, I mean the axis of Epstein, the United States and Israel together, we are going to nuke Iran because we cannot win without it. And the thing is, you still won't win with a nuclear strike. All that's going to do is create how do I say this? It'll collapse the global economy and lead us into global thermonuclear war. But a ground invasion will fail. We will lose tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of troops. We cannot win. Iran is a fucking fortress. It's a mountain fortress. But let's dive into this. Mohammed Safa's resignation sparks concerns after he alleged UN preparations for possible nuclear weapon use in Iran amid rising geopolitical tensions. Mohammed Safa, a diplomat at the United Nations and a UN representative for the Patriotic Vision Association, stepped down from his post while accusing the international body of preparing for the possible usage of nuclear weapons in Iran. Announcing his resignation in a post on X, Safa detailed the reason behind his decision in a letter and said that he could no longer continue in his role, quote, at a time when the UN is preparing for possible nuclear weapon use. Safa shared a photograph of Tehran and detailed the human cost of nuclear attack on the city. Let's get a look at his post. Quote, I don't think people understand the gravity of the situation as the UN is preparing for possible nuclear weapon use in Iran. This is a picture of Tehran for you uneducated, untraveled, never served war hawks licking your chops at the thought of bombing it. It's not some low population desert. There are families, children, family pets, regular working class people with dreams. You're sick to want war. Tehran is a city of nearly 10 million people. Imagine nuking Washington, Berlin, Paris, London, or beyond, bombed with nuclear weapons. I gave up my diplomatic career to leak this information. I suspended my duties so as not to be part of or a witness to this crime against humanity in an attempt to prevent a nuclear winter before it's too late. Yesterday, nearly 10 million people protested no kings in the United States. The possibility of the use of nuclear weapons must be taken very seriously. It's dangerous. Act now. Spread this message worldwide. Take to the streets. Protest for our humanity and future. Only the people can stop it. History will remember us. Well, that's the scariest fucking thing I've read in quite a long time. That's the scariest fucking thing that I've read in quite a long time. Let's keep reading here. After much reflection and after it became clear to me that some UN seniors are serving a powerful lobby and not the UN, I have decided to suspend all my... I wonder which powerful lobby he's talking about. All right, let's read his letter here. After much reflection, after 3 years of patience since I wanted to resign in 2023, and after it became... Mossad, no! Mossad, no! No! And after it became clear to me that some UN seniors are serving a powerful lobby and not the UN, I have decided to suspend my duties as PVA main representative at the UN in New York, Geneva, Vienna, and from all UN committees and groups in which I am a member. Oh, this is so fucking bad, dude. This is so fucking bad. We are actually probably going to nuke Iran, just so you understand, guys. We're probably going to nuke Iran. Can you meow for us? We're probably gonna fucking nuke Iran. All right, let's move on here a little bit. I want to talk about Donnie Diddle's kids on Truth Social. So here's what he posted. All of those countries that can't get jet fuel because of the Strait of Hormuz, like the United Kingdom, which refused to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, I have a suggestion for you. Number one, buy from the US. We have plenty. And number two, build up some delayed courage. Go to the strait and just take it. You'll have to start learning how to fight for yourself. The USA won't be there to help you anymore, just like you weren't there for us. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done. Go get your own oil. So this is because we can't open the Strait of Hormuz. The United States military is a paper tiger. We are a pathetic nation with a pathetic military. Our soldiers cry and suck on their thumbs when they can't call in air support, and the Iranians are shooting down our F-35s. So now what Trump wants to do is send in other nations to go on a suicide mission to attempt and fail to open the Strait of Hormuz because the United States military is pathetic and can't fucking do it ourselves. Granted, the strait was open before Donnie decided to do all of this, and I would like to say, and make it abundantly clear, none of this would have ever happened if Iran had a nuclear weapon. I vehemently, publicly, and proudly support a nuclear-armed Iran, and this is coming from a United Nations delegate for denuclearization, okay? That's what I fucking am here, and even I understand that if Iran had a nuke, Donnie Diddle's kids and the Axis of Epstein would have never had the audacity to step foot in that fucking region. So listen, if you're watching Iran, if you can hear me, Iran, make a fucking nuke. Make it fast. And hold that shit up to the world and say, you either leave the entire Levant or we light this candle. That's the point that we're at. And this is also why the UN is preparing for inevitable nuclear war, is because everybody who has a fucking brain cell understands, well, the only way out of this for Iran is to make a nuke. And if they're actually gonna make a nuke, that means Israel is gonna nuke them before they finish. That's the point that we're fucking at. All right, now he's got another tweet here. The country of France wouldn't let planes head to Israel, loaded up with military supplies, fly over French territory. France has been very unhelpful with respect to the butcher of Iran, who has been successfully eliminated. The USA will remember President DJT. Unfucking believable. And then he posts this. Melania and I are pleased to announce that Their Majesties, the King and Queen of the United Kingdom, will visit the United States for a historic state visit from April 27th to 30th, which will include a beautiful banquet dinner at the White House on the evening of April 28th. This momentous occasion will be even more special this year as we commemorate the 250th anniversary of our great country. I look forward to spending time with the king, whom I greatly respect. It will be terrific. Yeah, Trump fucking loves the king because he wants to be the king, and he also partied with Prince Andrew while they were raping children together. All right, we're going to move on to some absolutely horrifying news. Israel passes law to hang Palestinians convicted of deadly attacks. Now, note that this doesn't say hang people convicted of deadly attacks. It doesn't say hang terrorists. No. You must be Palestinian in order for them to hang you. Experts say the law is written in such a way as to ensure that it was unlikely to ever apply to Jewish extremists who commit similar crimes. So here's Itamar Ben-Gvir. He's the national security minister. And before we read the rest of this, I want you to see how Itamar Ben-Gvir was celebrating when they passed this law. Just so you know, Israel is now the first nation since Nazi Germany to pass a law legalizing the murder of one specific group of people. Okay, because there was the Action T4 program in Germany, right? Nazi Germany, which it made it legal to exterminate disabled people. And this is before the Holocaust. This is before World War II. And they were legally exterminating disabled people, right? And then obviously during the Holocaust, they made it legal to exterminate Jews. The only nation since that has ever done this is Israel, making it legal to exterminate Palestinians. Israel's parliament passed a law on Monday that would allow the hanging of Palestinians, but experts say it almost certainly cannot be applied to Jewish extremists convicted of similar crimes. The law is a victory for Israel's far right and reflects the country's shift to a harder line against Palestinians in the wake of the Hamas-led attacks on Israel on October 7th, 2023, and the genocide of Gaza that followed. The death penalty has long been legal in Israel, but only 2 people have been executed in the country's 78-year-long fake history. The Knesset, Israel's fascist parliament, passed the law after hours of debate on Monday night over the objections of Israeli justice officials, liberal rights groups, and European countries like Britain and Germany. That's crazy that Germany is the one advocating for this. The legislation makes death by hanging the default sentence in Israeli military courts for Palestinians. Israeli citizens, both Jewish and Palestinian Arab, could also face the death penalty for killings intended to, quote, negate the existence of the state of Israel, experts say. However, the chances that it would be applied to Jewish Israelis for attacks against Palestinians are minimal. All right, now I want you to so let's make no mistake here. The apartheid genocidal inferior nation of Israel is now completely within their right to hang Palestinians for no reason whatsoever. I know that it says that they have to be convicted of deadly attacks. That doesn't matter. Israel says that any and all Palestinians above the age of 18, men, any and all male Palestinians above the age of 18, Israel claims they are in Hamas. All of them, 100%. So Israel now has the authority to hang all Palestinian men above the age of 18 for no reason whatsoever. They do not need a charge. Fucking dog people. Now here's a clip of Itamar Ben-Gvir, the national security head, celebrating. He just said l'chaim, to life. That's what that means. to life as you're celebrating a law about death. He said l'chaim.
מוות למחבלים עבר היום, חוק מוות למחבלים, היסטוריה, היסטוריה. בעזרת השם בקרוב.
God, these fucking people are so disgusting.
להוציא להורג, כל אלה שטבחו ורצחו ושרפו.
They're such a disgusting people. Like, genuinely, their entire culture is disgusting. They're so fucking inbred. They're all fucking hideous. It's gross. Yeah, l'chaim, to life, to life. Look at these fucking disgusting beings. Oh my God. Ew, ew, fucking ew. Speaking of disgusting beings, Donald Trump's fail son, Eric, the mental retard one, the drooling troglodyte, he just unveiled the Donald J. Trump Presidential Library. Now, I'm pretty sure most of this is AI generated, but it includes a 10-meter tall golden statue of our pedophile president. This doesn't exist. Like, this doesn't exist. They're pretending like this exists. What the fuck? This shit, this is Saudi Arabian shit. Okay, so Chatter just said, okay, dude, you're actually just being disgusting saying shit like that. You want me to chill about a apartheid genocidal nation that is quite literally legalizing the hanging of Palestinians? You want me to fucking chill? How about they fucking chill? How about they stop exterminating over 500,000 people and building an empire on the bones of dead children? Suck my fucking dick from taint to tip, you fucking goyim. You fucking pathetic chud. No, don't get him out of here. Let him fucking stay so he knows he's a pathetic incel. Look at this fucking 10-meter tall golden statue of our pedophile president. Jesus fucking Christ. Where are the books? You said this is a library. Where are the fucking books? Jesus Christ. So yeah, there's your taxpayer dollars, by the way. There's your taxpayer dollars. All right. Now we're going to watch the alcoholic Fox News host and Secretary of War Crimes, Pete Hegseth, come up with a completely fake fucking story that sounds like it was written by ChatGPT.
I did the same with his boss, a colonel with a heart the size of Texas and a beautiful deployment mustache to match. I witnessed lethality. I met a junior airman as the sun was going down and a chill was setting on the tarmac, who, when asked what they needed, she simply looked up at me with a sly smile on her face and said, "More bombs, sir, and bigger bombs."
I'll take things that never happened for 5,000, Alex.
We will happily oblige her.
And not only did this definitely not happen, this is so wildly unprofessional and childlike. This is like some shit that a fucking 8th grader would do, bro. I got more here for you. Oh, this is important, bro. This is hilarious. This is Kristi Noem's husband. Kristi Noem's husband has been leading a secret double life where he cross-dresses and goes by, I forgot the name. It's like something bimbo, like I don't even remember, but he literally cross-dresses, wears these fake tits, and sent like all of these lewd photos to some model that he was sleeping with, right? It's absolutely bonkers, but I would like to point out the fact that it shouldn't surprise you because the majority of Republican politicians are closeted homosexuals. That's just who they are, bro. They're just closeted homosexuals, and they hate themselves so much that they go out of their way to make those who are not self-conscious, those who are proud of who they are, they go out of their way to pass laws to push them back in the closet to join like men like this. Just, you know, pathetic baby back bitches. Absolutely hilarious. All right, now back to Pete.
Thank you, Secretary Hegseth. A question for you and then a question for General Kane. You said we're a month into the Operation Epic Fury. How long until the objectives are achieved? And is there a scenario where a deal is struck before the objectives have been achieved? And then for General Kane, there's been lots of media coverage that suggested a ground invasion is imminent. What other purposes might the soldiers and the Marines who have been deployed over to the Middle East serve in this conflict?
Well, just like the previous question, it's sort of military 101. Don't tell your enemy what you're willing to do or not do, and don't tell your enemy when you're willing to stop. Especially an enemy that likes.
So you can't even say that the United States of America is not going to commit a brazen war crime and torture all 93 million people in Iran. You can't even say that.
To hide in bunkers and try to hoard their missiles and hope you'll wait you out. So that's not a question I'm going to answer, or the president has said definitively. We have our own goals and guidance and things military objectives that we're moving toward and things that we look at. And as he's articulated, you know, he said 4 to 6 weeks, 6 to 8.
That same chatter from earlier just says he clearly has an issue with controlling his emotions and his rhetoric when speaking about Jewish people. We're not talking about Jewish people. We're talking about Israeli Zionists. Do you think that Jews and Zionists are the same thing? Because if that's what you think this late in the game, you're too retarded to have this conversation. You cannot separate the apartheid genocidal Zionists and the religion of Judaism. The fact that you are even capable of conflating those two means you're mentally fucking retarded. I can't help you. You're too stupid to have an adult conversation because you are doing fucking Benjamin Netanyahu's work for him. Because every time the fucking Israelis do some fucked up shit like legalize the hanging of Palestinians, you dumb fucks think, oh, well, they represent the Jewish people, so you can't criticize that because that's just the Jewish culture. No, motherfucker, that's Zionist culture, and they want you to blame Jews so that they can point to the rise of anti-Semitism and go, don't you see? This is why we need the Jewish ethno-state of Israel, because of the rise of anti-Semitism, don't you fucking see? And it's because of stupid fucks like you who spoon feed Zionist propaganda down your fucking throat like a good little goyim. Do us all a favor, shut the fuck up forever.
Weeks, 3, it could be any particular number, but we would never reveal precisely what it is because our goal is to finish those objectives. And we're well on our way. And the chairman and I look at this every single day. It will be the president's determination.
Hold on. Go from 7 minutes ago and watch back what you said during the Ben Gvir clip. I remember everything I fucking said. I stand by everything I fucking said. That they're a disgusting culture. That they're fucking inbred. That they're these hideous fucking monsters. I 100% stand by all of that. You don't understand. I fucking hate Israelis. I fucking hate Zionists. I have no problem with Jewish people. I'm from New York. I grew up in a county that had the second largest Jewish population outside of Israel. I love Jewish people. You are incapable of understanding what I'm fucking saying because you are spoon-fed Israeli Hasbara. Suck my fucking dick. You hate all Israelis? All of them. Every single fucking one of them.
And the president's determination alone, when those objectives are complete and when it serves the interest of the American people, to cut that deal, to make sure that Iran doesn't have a nuclear capability, and ultimately that our objectives, our interests are advanced. I don't know if you want to add anything.
No, just to add.
We got more here.
Sure they're in the right places and not easily targetable. Jillian.
Thanks, Mr. Secretary. The U.S. and Iran appear right now publicly to disagree about whether there are these negotiations ongoing. What impact does that have on military strategy? Does it have any bearing at all? And General, the president wrote yesterday that the U.S. might destroy Iran's electricity generating plants and oil wells. Those are his words before ending this operation. Is there a way to do either of those things without like seriously jeopardizing or seriously harming civilians?
So on the talks, I can tell you, having been with Steve and Jared and the vice president and Marco and many others yesterday, they are very real. They are ongoing. They're active, and I think gaining strength. And we appreciate that. As I said in my remarks, we would much prefer to get a deal.
Last thing, same chatter. If you think hating people is enough to topple the evil of Zionism, you're a fool and not worth listening to. No, me hating Israel is not enough to topple Zionism. They need to be fucking destroyed. The entire nation of Israel needs to cease to exist. That's how you stop Zionism. That's what I advocate for. Don't let the fucking door hit you on the way out, brother.
If Iran was willing to relinquish material they have and ambitions they have, open this, great. That's the goal. We don't want to have to do more militarily than we have to. But I didn't mean it flippantly when I said, in the meantime, we'll negotiate with bombs. Our job is to ensure that we compel Iran.
What did you just say? We'll negotiate with bombs?
Great. That's the goal. We don't want to have to do more militarily than we have to. But I didn't mean it flippantly when I said, in the meantime, we'll negotiate with bombs.
Okay, that's not negotiations. That's warfare. That's not how you negotiate.
Our job is to ensure that we compel Iran to realize that this new regime, this regime in charge, is in a better place if they make that deal. And so we'll continue. We're working hand in hand, but the primary effort is a deal. We want that deal to be accomplished if at all possible.
Hey, just so that chatter understands, by the way, like I literally have on my Tinder, it says, if you're Israeli, swipe left. I don't fuck with them. I don't fuck with that shit.
If not, then
I won't even put my dick in them.
Continue.
Secretary, what happened at
Go ahead,
ASAP?
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. Thanks for the question. We're always thinking about those considerations and develop options to be able to mitigate those risks pursuant to the normal practices that we do in the military.
Yeah, no, it's free Palestine until it's backwards, buddy. It's free Palestine until it's fucking backwards. All right. Now we're going to watch Laura Ingraham try and run defense for Trump and say that he's just a little guy and maybe the people around him weren't giving him the right information.
So if we cannot come to some type of peace deal with people who can't be trusted, then what? Well, looks like the U.S. is going to escalate. President Trump is already warning of widespread further damage, threatening to hit electric generating plants, oil wells, and Carg Island.
And water desalination plants. All of this, by the way, if you hit this, it would not fuck with the IRGC. It would fuck with the 93 million civilians.
As he's reportedly considering sending ground troops in to secure the uranium. Now, knowing what little...
Also, this is like a third grader's mission. They're like, yeah, we're going to send in the ground troops and they're going to infiltrate the nuclear bunker and they're going to gather all 1,000 tons of enriched uranium and then we're going to extradite it in the helicopter and we're going to leave and we're going to steal the uranium. First of all, we don't even know if there is enriched uranium. This is WMDs from Iraq and Afghanistan all over again. Second of all, let's just say you did know that there was enriched uranium and you sent in the troops. Do you think that they can just touch that? Do you think that they can just take that? They're all going to die of radiation sickness, like within 3 days. You would need like a professional atomic energy specialized team with like the most advanced equipment you have ever fucking heard of to extradite that material. This is the stupidest shit I've ever fucking heard.
Time we have and how quickly this can spiral out of control, we still have a lot of questions. For instance, was the president fully briefed about the risks of all of this from the beginning?
Dude, they're literally like, what, did the president know how hard this was going to be?
And was he then able to take it all in and understand the complexity of this, how complex it could actually get, and further possibility?
Bro, we already know that Trump and his bumbling baboons didn't even consider that the Iranians could close the Strait of Hormuz. They didn't even think that was a fucking possibility.
Of casualties or other damage, the difficulty of dealing with these people. Or was he told this would be relatively quick in and out?
He was absolutely told and convinced himself that this would be a fucking cakewalk. All right, one more of Pete Hegseth here.
defense industrial base. President Trump doing it in a way that nobody else has. As far as President Trump and boots on the ground, I don't understand why the base, which they have already, they understand, wouldn't have faith in his ability to execute on this. Look at his track record.
No, people aren't worried that Trump couldn't execute it. They're worried that we're doing it for no fucking reason other than the defense of Israel. That we are going to send America's sons and daughters to fight and die in the name of Israel in an offensive and illegal war of choice that we did not need to fucking get involved in.
Of pursuing peace through strength, America first outcomes. What he's simply saying, and it's exactly true, and I've said from this podium too, we're not going to foreclose any option. You can't fight and win a war.
By the way, that means that nuclear weaponry is on the table, which we already talked about in the beginning. That they're not going to that they're not turning down any option means that I guarantee you they have literally floated around the idea of nuking them already. And as time goes on and we continue to fail in this operation, that possibility is going to become more and more likely.
Tell your adversary what you are willing to do or what you are not willing to do, to include boots on the ground. Our adversary right now thinks there are 15 different ways we could come at them with boots on the ground. And guess what? There are. So if we needed to, we could execute those options on behalf of the President of the United States and this department. Or maybe we don't have to use them at all. Maybe negotiations work, or maybe there's a different approach.
Bro, the U.S. government's official stance on sending our boys and girls to go to another forever war in the Middle East is maybe we will, maybe we won't. Is that Hassan fucking Piker? Does that say Hassan is better? I know Avi is watching this, you sick fuck.
The point is to be unpredictable in that. Certainly not let anybody know what you're willing to do or not do. But if anybody has internalized the lessons of Iraq and Afghanistan, as the first one, President Trump, to call them out for what they are, he's not going to repeat those lessons. And I think I've been very clear about that from the...
We're already repeating exactly what happened in Iraq and Afghanistan. All right, now to some domestic news. The Supreme Court has struck down a Colorado law that banned conversion therapy for gay and transgender minors. So now in Colorado, it is legal to force minors into gay conversion therapy, which is just fucking cruel. I have not written script 2 yet, Avi. I will write it later. Colorado law banning so-called conversion therapy to quote-unquote cure minors of being gay or transgender was struck down Tuesday by the U.S. Supreme Court, which determined that the law violates the First Amendment. Quote, consider a hypothetical law that is the mirror image of Colorado's. Instead of barring talk therapy designed to change a minor's sexual orientation or gender identity, this law bars therapy affirming those things. In a concurring opinion, because the state has suppressed one side of a debate while aiding the other. The constitutional issue is straightforward. Only one of the justices, Ketanji Brown Jackson, dissented. The court has 6-3 conservative majority. Justice Neil Gorsuch, formerly of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 10th Circuit based in Denver, wrote the majority opinion. So the Supreme Court is bought. It is completely bought. It is a conservative-controlled Supreme Court. Donald Trump controls the Supreme Court because democracy has failed. Democracy has completely collapsed. Now we're going to watch Marco Rubio quite literally accuse Iran of doing exactly what the U.S. has done for the past 250 years.
Imagine in Iran that instead of spending their wealth, billions of dollars supporting terrorists or weapons, had spent that money helping the people of Iran, you'd have a much different country. So we are always hopeful that...
Brother, you just asked for $200 billion to wage more war. The $200 billion, just $50 billion of those dollars would have created free college for every single American. You could have done it 4 times for 4 different generations of Americans. You could have given them free college for the $200 billion. Or how about the $150 billion that you gave ICE? That could have done 3 generations of free college in the United States of America. Fucking diabolical. All right, last but not least, ICE agents will screen attenders of the Marine Corps graduation ceremonies. Families fear undocumented relatives could be turned away or detained at recruit celebrations in South Carolina. Federal immigration agents will be stationed at Marine Corps graduation events this week, the service has announced, raising fears that undocumented relatives celebrating their loved ones' achievements will be seized and deported. The service is presenting the unusual move as a security enhancement for the family events over the next few days at the Parris Island Marine Corps Recruiting Depot in South Carolina. So just imagine for a second, you're a Marine, you just went through all of your training and you're at graduation and you join the military so that you can give your family citizenship. And then at your graduation, as you're saluting and you're waiting for your mom to come hug you, some fucking fat-bodied LARPing ICE agent tackles your mother to the ground, punches her in the face, puts her in a chokehold, detains her, puts her in an unmarked vehicle, kidnaps her, and sends her to a concentration camp where your mother is violently raped. That's what's going to happen. That's what's already happening to non-Marine families, you know, but now it's going to happen to the Marines. And I would like to say the Marines are going to do absolutely nothing about this because you're all pathetic baby back bitches. You know how to do two things: pull a trigger and follow orders. None of you are going to do a goddamn thing about it, and I'm 100% certain. Okay? So much for caring about our fucking veterans. All right. That's all I got for you today. If you are watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. If you are watching this live, please stay. We have to make a thumbnail. And last but not least, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and click that video right over there. It's a banger, and I know bangers.